Leroy's Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver Walkthrough, Part 76. What's going on, guys? Welcome back, and we're here in Viridian City, ready to take on the 8th Gym Leader, Blue, and once we defeat him, we'll have all 16 badges here in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And I don't know why I'm going up that path. That leads to the Viridian Forest, which I did a long time ago. Anyways, before I go inside the gym, today's video shout-out is going to go to Jam Rag. And I hope I said that name right, but yeah, you have jam in your name, which is awesome because I love peanut butter and jam. Anyways, this is the gym. We were here last time. We defeated all these crappy trainers. So all I have to do now is go through this puzzle really quickly. And once again, I'm second-guessing myself because it's so intimidating seeing all these arrows everywhere, because if I take the wrong step, I completely screw myself. So I usually just take a second here to just look at where I'm going to go. It's really not that hard to figure out because you can see where the arrows are going to take you by just thinking ahead before, you know, going off and just stepping onto the wrong arrow. But anyways, this one's going to bring you all the way up to the top. And I have my Crobat out front. That's my lead Pokemon, and here we go. Let's get this thing started. Yo, finally got here, huh? I wasn't in the mood at Cinnabar, but now I'm ready to battle you. Dude, you weren't not in the mood. You were just waiting for me to get all my gym badges. And you act like surprised that I have my gym badges. You're like, oh, really? You have all 7 of them? Well, of course I have all 7 of them. You were the one that was stalking me and waiting for me to get all 7 so that I could battle you, and then you finally came back here, and now you're, like, acting all surprised. But yeah, this is Leader Blue. He got kicked out of the Blue Man group, so he became a gym leader instead. And he starts off with an Exeggutor, and he's not a grass type, he's not a psychic type, he's just an all-around, whatever might annoy you type of guy. So he starts with this Exeggutor, which knows Psychic, Hypnosis, Leaf Storm, and Trick Room. So some pretty good moves up its sleeve there. Actually, no, Exeggutor has no sleeves. It doesn't even have arms, but whatever. It does have 3 coconuts for heads, though. But yeah, I'm going to go with a Fly here, because that's super effective. Hopefully I can knock it out in one hit. But Exeggutor is pretty decent. It can take hits pretty well. So yeah, it's going to live. And hopefully this Psychic doesn't knock me out. This is like the worst way to start the battle. Is getting knocked out in the first hit. And it looks like it might happen. So yeah, poor planning on my part. I actually thought I could knock you out in one hit, but Exeggutor has a whole lot of weaknesses, so I'm going to go over to Heracross because, I mean, it's weak to Flying, Poison, Bug, Ghost, Fire, Ice, and Dark, so... Oh, crap, Full Restore. I wasn't sure if it was quite enough to actually use a Full Restore, but whatever. I'm using a Shadow Claw, so should do a decent amount. Ghost type is super effective. Yeah, Exeggutor is weak to pretty much everything that exists, so you should be able to find some super effective moves. And Shadow Claw has a high critical hit ratio, so maybe I'll get lucky with the critical hit right here. Yes, I did! Oh, that is so awesome. Finally, the critical hits come at a good time when I actually need them. Alright, so there we go. We got revenge on our Crobat for dying, and he's going straight to his highest leveled Pokemon, Pidgeot, right now. And since I'm 4 times weak to flying, I'm going to get out of here. But yeah, Pidgeot is at level 60. He knows the moves Whirlwind, Mirror Move, Return, and Air Slash. So, I mean, I don't really know why it's his highest level Pokemon. It really isn't that great. Doesn't know a whole lot of good moves, but, you know, it's level 60, so it's going to be pretty tough. Pidgeot's weak to Flying, Ice, and Rock, so that's why I went over to Rocky. So we're going to go with a Stone Edge, and hopefully we can knock it out in one hit here. But yeah, Pidgeot does have this ability called Tangled Feet. And that's going to make it so that when it's confused, its evasion increases. So don't go out there confusing Pidgeot, because then you're going to start missing all day long. But yeah, a critical hit Air Slash still does, like, maybe half. Not even half, it did 76, and I have 77 left. And how did that not knock you out? How are you living with one little sliver of health? I guess it's just the fact that Pidgeot's at level 60, and actually is, you know, pretty decent enough at taking hits, I guess. Oh, and it looks like Blue's actually going to switch out and go over to Machamp, so hey, not a bad move on his part. Like, you rarely ever see trainers switch out in battle in-game, but every once in a while it happens, so... Yeah, Machamp can take that Rock Slide pretty well, and I'm definitely going to have to switch out here because 1 Dynamic Punch, 1 Earthquake, and I'm done. It also has Thunder Punch and Stone Edge. And there's really only one Pokemon that I can see coming in here and taking out Machamp, and that is my level 20 HM Slave, Surfer, my Krabby. Actually, maybe he's just in there to take the Dynamic Punch and get killed, so that I can safely switch over to somebody else without taking a hit. But yeah, that's always good logic. Don't be afraid to throw out your HM Slaves to get slaughtered, because it's always a good thing to get a free switch in. So we're going to go over to Heracross. Now here's my little strategy. Machamp only knows physical attacking moves, and I don't think he can knock out Heracross in one hit, so I'm going to use Counter right now. Counter's going to hit him back with double the power, so that should be enough to knock it out, hopefully. But we'll see. But yeah, Machamp is a very good Pokemon. Good stats all around, crazy physical attack, and it barely lives, dang it. You know what, let's just go with the close combat then. I mean, I probably just could have done that the first time. It wouldn't have knocked it out completely, though, but not bad, though. That worked out pretty well. But yeah, Machamp, it has the no-guard ability, meaning that Dynamic Punch never misses, Stone Edge never misses, but at the same time, your moves will never miss on Machamp. So, anyways, he's going back over to his Pidgeot, and I don't want to have Pidgeot versus Heracross, so same thing as before, I'm going back to Golem to finish this thing off. And Pidgeot's already weakened down pretty well, so one more Rock Slide should be enough to knock it out. Actually, it will be enough to knock it out. As long as this Air Slash doesn't get me with a critical hit. Whoa, it did get me with a critical hit, but I still lived. And actually, I forgot, he got an Air Slash critical hit both times. So, wow. You get 2 critical hits, and you still can't even knock me out. That's embarrassing. So yeah, Pidgeot's going down, and I think Rocky's done his job. I really don't want him in here against Gyarados, since I'm 4 times weak to water. So I'll go over to the obvious option, which is Lantern, because everyone knows Gyarados is 4 times weak to Electric, and it's also weak to Rock. But watch out with this Intimidate ability. You really don't want to get your physical attacking Pokemon, you really don't want their attack stat to get lowered, so keep that in mind when Gyarados comes out, but really any Electric type attack is just going to knock out Gyarados pretty easily. It knows Dragon Dance, it knows Waterfall, Ice Fang, Return, so a pretty deadly moveset. If it gets up a few Dragon Dances, it can do some sweeping, but really just you're going to need a really powerful Electric type attack to get this thing knocked out. If you don't have one, Rock types work pretty well. Other than that, you're really just going to have to freestyle with it, because Gyarados is just one of those Pokemon that doesn't have very many weaknesses and has all-around good stats. Next up is Rhydon, though. I could stay in and use a Surf, but keep in mind I have that Choice Specs on Aqua Volt, which means I can only use the same move over and over unless I switch out. So I'll go to my next best option, which is Herbie. I can still get the 4 times effective Grass-type move on it. But yeah, Rhydon is really an easy Pokemon to knock out because it's 4 times weak to Water and Grass. It's also weak to Fighting, Ground, Steel, and Ice, so pretty easy Pokemon to deal with. But it has a lot of good moves. It knows Earthquake, Stone Edge, Mega Horn, Thunder Fang, so a lot of really powerful moves that can do a lot of damage, but the thing is slow as can be. Horrible special defense, so not too hard of a Pokemon to deal with at all. Arcanine, on the other hand, is a very hard Pokemon to deal with, so I'm going to switch out because I obviously don't want a Grass-type facing a Fire-type, so I'm going to go back over to Aqua Volt. And even though I have the Choice Specs on it, I can convert back over to Surf now. So, Arcanine knows the moves Extreme Speed, Flare Blitz, Dragon Pulse, and Roar. It's another all-around good Pokemon, maybe his best Pokemon that he has. I don't know, in my opinion, Machamp, Arcanine, and Gyarados, just depending on how you match up, are the toughest Pokemon to deal with, but yeah, Flare Blitz does an insane amount of damage, but it also hits back with Recoil, but that's pretty much the deadliest move. As long as you can send in a Pokemon that can take a Fire-type, you should be okay. Water types are really just the way to go. He doesn't know Thunder Fang or anything crazy like that, so nothing too crazy that can throw you off guard. But yeah, Arcanine's pretty good. I mean, Surf's not even going to knock it out, and that's with the Choice Specs, with, you know, ×2 damage. I mean, that's pretty impressive on the Arcanine side. But he's going to use a full Restore. Actually, I wasn't sure if he was going to use one, because I thought he was going to use one earlier, and he didn't, but we'll just use Surf again. I mean, what difference does it make? So yeah, this thing's pretty much cornered. It has no chance of escaping now. So, one more Surf, and seriously, another full Restore? Like, why do you have to do this? Just let me knock you out with a Surf. Like, what do you think's gonna magically happen? Like, my Surf is just gonna miss? You're just gonna magically evade this giant flood coming at your face? Like, no, I want to drown your fire puppy. You're making me angry. Alright, here we go. Oh, if he used one more full Restore, I was about to just flip out. And really, as long as this doesn't get like a critical hit, I should be fine. Yeah, it didn't, so there we go. And with that said, the Surf will finish you off, and that is Blue's last Pokemon, which means we have defeated the 8th gym leader in the Kanto region, giving us all 16 gym badges in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. So we are now the most accomplished trainers ever to walk the earth. Or are we? Or could there potentially be one more trainer more powerful? I guess only time will tell. But for now, we'll celebrate our victory over Blue. And he's like, no way, how the heck did I lose to you? And you know what? What I want to know is what happened to Giovanni. He was supposed to be the real 8th gym leader. Where did Giovanni go? He was the easiest 8th gym leader ever because all of his Pokemon would get knocked out by Surf in like one hit. But then he gives you TM92, which is Trick Room. Not really a great move for in-game purposes, but has a lot of good use in competitive play. And yeah, the Earth badge lets us use Rock Climb outside of battle, which opens up a few new doors in the overworld. But other than that, we can get ourselves out of here, and yeah, we'll see what's going on. I mean, we have all 16 gym badges. Like, what else is there really to do? I mean, we can check this for one last time, because we're not going to defeat any more gyms anymore. This is the last time we're going to see that we are certified trainers. The last time I'm going to see this dude standing in front of the gym. And with that said, let's exit. Now, conveniently, right when you walk outside, you get a call from Professor Oak. Like, I don't understand. They always just time it so well. Right when you defeat a gym leader, they give you a call. But Professor Oak pretty much just tells you that he has a gift for you, you know, just a token of his appreciation. So he wants you to come down to Pallet Town and pick it up. So that's our next order of business. We're going to go down to the lab in Pallet Town and see what Professor Oak is up to. But before we do that, let's just take a minute here to ponder on our progress throughout the game. And look at this. We have all 16 gym badges from Kanto and Johto. So, as far as I'm concerned, we're pretty much the most powerful trainer in the world. I mean, I really don't think there's any second guessing it, but, before we do anything else, we're probably just going to go down and see what Professor Oak is up to, and see where the game leads us after that. So I'll see you guys all in the next video. Thanks for watching.